Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to COSENG Limited Free Data Analytics Training. I'm hoping that all of us will have an insightful time today together. We work together to make it a success. I welcome everyone, and we'll just go over how the whole program is going to run. I have here with me Dr. Uchenna Ego, who is our Head of Program Development and Planning, and myself, Beatrice, which is the Director of Learning and Continuing Professional Development. I also have one of our directors, Gabriel Ego, so we all will support each other to make sure that this training becomes a success. So welcome once again.
Thank you.
The training is going to be in two sections. It's going to be in two sections. So section 1, we'll have introduction. So we'll have the opportunity to introduce ourselves. And you also have the time to interact with our current students. We will then dive into the overview of data analytics and also talk about the key concepts and tools that we use in data analysis. In that section 1, you'll be able to ask questions, but in the chat area. Then we'll now dive into the section 2, which is the practical aspect. We'll have the opportunity to have a hands-on data analysis exercise using Excel and Power BI. And here, we'll have the opportunity to ask questions either to the trainer, or you can put it in the chat. In any way you wish to ask your questions, you're free to do that in that section 2. So I will hand over to Gabriel to help us with making sure that everybody here is welcomed and feel organized. Gabriel, over to you.
My name is Gabriel Egu, and I'm a director in COSENG. And of course, we have our speaker, Beatrice Egu and Uchenna Egu. Thank you everyone for joining this training. I hope you enjoy it because it's a very impactful training and it's a hands-on experience. So as you are learning, as you are practicing, make sure you're taking notes as well, because the notes you make here will also be relevant for you in the future, so that can easily make references.
Good morning. My name is Paul Fanenzu. I'm joining from Makodi, Nigeria, Benue State.
Thank you.
Bid Ugu, good morning, everyone.
Go ahead.
I'm happy to be on the call. My name is Bid Ugu. I'm joining from Auchi in Edo State, Nigeria.
Thank you, Bid. Chioma Ume.
My name is Chidera Iluka, and I'm calling from Abia State, Nigeria.
All right. Thank you, Chidera. Chioma Ume.
Yes, Chomume. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chioma, and I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
All right. Cornelius Michael.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Cornelius Michael Akenta. I'm calling from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
Oh, welcome, Doctor. Dr. Uchenna Egu will come to you. Felix Glory Chinenye. Right.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ayola.
Hello. My name is Dr. Risika Ayola from Federal College of Education Special Oyo.
Oh, welcome, Ma. Good to have you here.
Hi, good morning. This is Aish, and I'm joining from India, and I'm glad to join the session.
Ishai, do I pronounce it correctly?
It's actually Aish.
Aish. All right. Nice
Yes,
to have you here, Aish.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Okay, my name is...
And the last person. Yes, Ines.
Good morning. My name is Inem. I'm calling from Newcastle, United Kingdom.
Yeah, welcome in. Right. That is it all about the introduction.
You didn't call my name.
Oh,
I didn't hear my
Sylvester.
name. Sylvester.
Oh, sorry. I think
Yes.
people are joining and it's moving too fast. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Sylvester Oti, joining from Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, welcome, Sylvester. Any other person here that hasn't introduced themselves?
Good morning,
Yes, I'm here.
everyone.
Yes.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good
Good
morning, ma.
morning.
I'm
Good
having
morning,
introduced.
everybody. You're
everyone.
all welcome. Feel relaxed. Right. Because of time, our time for introduction has passed. Next, I would like to call on some of our current students to just talk about their experiences so far. And I have here with me Shigozie. I call him Jeezy. Jeezy, if you're here, can you just use about 2 minutes to talk about your experience so far with COSENG Limited?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning. This is David
Morning.
here. Yeah, so COSENG Limited is an interesting organization, and when it comes to data analysis, I think they have well-trained staff that are able to, cater for you and take you at your own pace. So I think if you have any question or any difficulty, they'll be able to tackle it. And
I'm calling on Precious. Is Precious here?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Precious Adoy. I'm in Sunderland, United Kingdom. Yes, I want to talk about COSENG. It's a very reputable organization. Uh, I will always say it's a place to learn. I never knew anything from computer. I will put it that way. I can know how to type. I can know how to type a lot of things, but when it comes to data analyst job, I don't know anything. I started from scratch, but today I can say I'm one of the best, if I'm not the best. So I will
Yes.
tell you, it's a place to learn. And if your mind is in it, you will definitely become who you want to be. Feel free to ask questions. They're always ready to give you feedback and encourage you and tell you what to do. So it's a place I think I've learned different things before, but I will tell you one thing about Cosenj is that they are friendly, they're accommodating, no matter your trials, like when you fail, they are ready to help you. I will tell you it's a place to be. And when you join, you actually say it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Precious. That was awesome. So quickly, we'll go to the next slide. I'm going to hand over to Dr. Uchenna for a brief introduction about COSENG, what we do, and also talk about himself. Over to you, Dr. Uchenna.
Everyone, I welcome you to this COSENG training. My name is Dr. Uchenna Egu. I have a PhD in environmental engineering and MSc in environmental engineering and BS in civil engineering. I've been a lecturer in the university for so many years. I've trained a lot of students. Some of the people I taught in the past are now professors doing well in their various field of endeavors. And I also acted as the CEO of this very reputable organization, which was registered in the UK in 2020. COSENG has done a lot of things, supporting different companies, supporting businesses with their data analysis and all that. And right now, as you can see, we deliver a comprehensive and dynamic service to the community, not only in the UK, but around the world. So we do a lot of things, but today I just want to focus on our data analytics training, which is accredited by the UK government, which means that any certificate that you get after completing our training can be used to get job in any company around the world. And just for a few years, COSENG has been operational. We have developed and built a very strong reputation across industries. Many of the people that trained under COSENG have landed themselves big jobs
And there have been a lot of recommendations, such that right now, the UK government is even sending people to COSENG to come and acquire our training. Like a few days ago, we had contacts from the people that accredited us, the government body, sending candidates to come and do training under COSENG. That shows you how our training have been able to make impact, in the society. So you're welcome. I mean, I wouldn't like to take too much time, but I want to tell you that you are in the right place. Data analytics is one of the things that is highly sought after in the UK. Okay, so you are in the right place. You are most welcome. As time goes on, we will speak more, okay? But I just want to say welcome, everyone. Relax and enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Uchenna. And I will move to the next slide to just talk about myself. I am Beatrice Uchenna Egu. I am also a data analyst trainer, and I have over 5 years of experience working as a data analyst. I have extensive experience in analyzing and interpreting complex data. It doesn't matter how complex it is. Bring it to Beatrice, it will be resolved. Education-wise, I studied a master's degree at Northumbria University in Newcastle, where I finished with good grades and then went on to work for organizations. But now, currently, I am the director and CEO of Joybringers Charity UK, and also the co-founder or owner of COSENG Limited UK. I specialize in training aspiring data analysts. Anyone, doesn't matter if you don't have any experience, maybe you're a beginner, an intermediate, or you are experienced and you want a touch up, come to COSENG Limited and you will see that you have a new dynamics of how to learn data and how to analyze data. I also specialize, I'm an expert in web design. I also offer courses around web designing and digital marketing in case you're interested in that. I also coach students on CV development and also coach them on mock interview. How do you land that job? So that is much about me. If you want to know much more about me, you can scan the QR code by the right-hand side and it will take you to my portfolio online. So I will give you a few minutes. Maybe if you want to know more about Beatrice, just scan the QR code at my right-hand side. It will take you to my portfolio and you will see everything that you need to know about me. And if you want to reach out to me as well, my contact is on the portfolio using that QR code and you will all see me or be in touch. Right. Without having to say more, we have to dive into the actual training section. Please, if you're not saying anything, can you please be on mute? It's just so that everybody will be concentrated and understand what we are saying. If you have any question, this first section, you can put the question on the chat area and someone will alert me. But for now, I would indulge us to please be on mute. If you don't know how to go on mute, just click at the top of your screen. You see mute. Just put it on mute, please. So I was talking about what data analytics is all about. We say is the process of collecting information, organizing the information, and studying it to find patterns or useful ideas that can help people make better decisions. And I was saying that you should just imagine data analytics as though you own a shop. If you own a shop and customers are coming to buy products from you, maybe you sell shoes or you sell skincare products. Each customer that buys anything from you, you record it, record the day they bought it, record the amount they bought it for. That is data, right? So at the end of the month, imagine you are collecting the information or the details of all the customers that have ever bought something from you. And at the end of the month, you now take stock and then try to find out which of the products sold more, where from the product did I make more gain, where is the profit coming from. What you're doing there is that you're finding patterns, right? And then you are studying the data and finding patterns or ideas that can help you make your business grow better. So from finding out, okay, I think that this skincare product sold most, then you're going to focus more on that. It means that customers actually like that product more. So if you are not able to keep track of all the things that you're selling, you may not be able to know which of the products actually sells most and which part of the product gives you more profit or gain. So by keeping tracks of the sales that you have been making every single day, at the end of the month, you can put them together and say, I made these total sales and this is my gain and this product sold more. What you have just done is data analytics. Why does it really matter? Companies use data analytics to understand their customers better, improve customer services, and make decisions based on facts. You're not just thinking, I think this one is doing better. I think that, no, we don't base on assumption. Businesses based on facts, what is actually happening. Because what happens is that most times, some businesses might assume that it is the shoes that are selling more, because maybe when you were present in the shop, it was that shoe that always sells. So you assume that it is the best selling product. But actually, it is not. It is only when you have put down the data that you find out which of your product or your goods actually sells more. So keeping stock or keeping our data in a unified format or keeping record of them helps us to understand our customers better, helps us to understand which product our customers likes most, which services that our customer like most, and it will help you to improve how you support them or how you help them in buying from you. So what examples of that is, you can use data to predict which patients may need more care. Assuming maybe you work in the hospital and you are not really sure how to go about supporting your patient or your client, you can use data to make that assumption to say, based on my analysis, based on my findings, I think that this particular patient need more care. Does that make sense? Yes. So let's look at some real world examples of where data analysis can be applied or where you can apply data analysis. How data analysis is used in various industries. We use them in healthcare sector. In fact, data analysis can be applied in all sectors. As a data analyst, you can work virtually anywhere in the world because every business needs a data analyst. And that is why data analytics is one of the most sought after job in the world. If you study data analytics or you are a data analyst, you can look for a job. It's just a matter of time. So it can be applied in the healthcare sector by collecting and analyzing healthcare data to predict patient health outcome. If you're in the UK or any other place in the world and you look after clients, you keep track of maybe their fluid chart, their water intake chart, their temperature, their blood pressure readings. When you keep track of that, you can use that blood pressure reading to know, okay, my patient is getting better, or my patient needs more medication, or they need more attention in their health. So, but without the data, without you collecting those readings, you will not be able to actually know how to support that patient better. But collecting the data, analyzing it, and looking for patterns will enable you to make concrete judgments about that patient's healthcare. You can't assume that a patient is getting better without first of all analyzing their health. We can also apply data analysis in education by collecting and analyzing student data to predict student performance. In every term or every semester, you can keep track of the grading of a student, and then at the end, you can now know, okay, this student is 50% or at 70% or at 100%. So data can help us do that. In the marketing sector, we can collect feedback responses from customers through surveys and analyzing the data to help us improve our customer services. And so that's one of the things COSENG will teach you. How do you collect the data? How do you design feedback form and enable you to send it out to your customers? And then it will give you more insight into whether your customers are enjoying your product or whether they are not, because it's good to know how they are feeling. Sometimes businesses, their sales go down or the customers try to leave them, but you are not actually doing what is called marketing. Marketing just means going to your customers, maybe through a form or through one face-to-face, to collect data from them to know how you can improve the services you provide to them. So this is where we can apply data and many more. You can begin to think of where can you apply data analytics, even in your day-to-day life. Do you know that even as simple as keeping track of your earnings? So at the end of the month, you keep track of your earning, and then you also keep track of your spending. Then you will know whether you are a reckless spender or whether you are a good spender. So you can keep track of, I bought this, I earned this. At the end of the month, you analyze it to know whether you are actually doing well in managing your finance. You can also keep track of your food intake. Maybe you're trying to watch weight, or you are trying to regulate how you eat or how you drink. So you can regulate the times that you have drank or the times you have eaten, and it will help you keep track in your personal life. So you can also apply data analytics in your own personal life. I'll move over to the next slide. These are the data analysis processes, because as a data analyst, you must follow these processes to be able to achieve a positive result or accurate analysis. Very, very important. If you eventually enroll in the training, we'll now begin to teach you how you can go about these steps. The first thing that you must do is to collect the data. So as a data analyst, we are always involved in collecting data from various sources. And one of the things that we teach at COSENG is, how do you design data collection techniques? How do you design it? How do you collect the data before you even venture into analyzing that data? So that's the first thing. You must collect the data. Secondly, you clean up the data. How do you clean up the data? Before you venture into analysis, you must remove any errors, any inconsistencies from the data. Very important. You must also understand the data set. Remember, I mentioned it the last time. When your customers are buying from you, you now begin to understand which of the products are they buying more. Please, can we be on mute? When you're understanding the data, for you to be able to understand that data, we apply what you call statistical method for us to be able to understand it. So here, you can perform some correlation analysis, regression analysis. So these are the things that we do in the data analysis aspect. Once you are done with analyzing the data, then we begin to visualize it by creating charts and graphs to represent the data. And here, you must tailor your analysis or your data visualization to suit your audience needs. Very important. When you are done with visualizing the data, in the visualization aspect, you can use different techniques. You can use Power BI, you can use Excel charts and graphs, or you can use any other software to visualize your data and present it to the stakeholders. In the conclusion aspect, this is where you now present your data to your audience or to the stakeholders. In next slides, I'm going to be talking about how we do this in the real life as a data analyst. I'll move to the next slide. So this slide is talking about the strategies that we use for collecting data. Effective data collection is the foundation of data analysis. It involves methods for gathering accurate, relevant, and comprehensive data. So, for example, you can conduct customer surveys to collect feedback on a new product. I mentioned it earlier. And then for you to be able to do that, there's what we call surveys and questionnaire. So you can collect data using surveys, questionnaire, or feedback form. And some of the tools that you can use to design this is the Google form. You can use SurveyMonkey. You can use Cognito form. You can use Microsoft form. And these are usually collected using the online platform. We can also collect data using the interview method, which involves a one-to-one or group discussion with individuals to gather information. This method of data collection, it is hard, but it's actually more accurate because you're able to understand in real terms how your customers are feeling, how they're enjoying the service or the product you are offering to them. In the observation, it involves directly observing or recording data about people, objects, or events. This particular method, I mentioned earlier, maybe you want to take somebody's blood pressure reading. You can observe their blood pressure reading for maybe 1 hour or their temperature reading for maybe 2 days to see how they are improving. You're observing them, a sick patient. If you work in the lab, you can also set up an experiment and observe them for a while and then use the data you have collected to make judgment on how that experiment or the research you're conducting is performing. I'll go to the next slide now. So we're going to be talking about some key concepts in data analytics. And one of them is that there are 2 types of data. I'm sure everybody knows about it. We have the quantitative and qualitative data. These are the 2 major types of data. When we talk about quantitative, we are talking about number. Quantity, just attribute it to number. These are some of the interview questions they normally ask. They will ask you, can you tell us the 2 types of data and what are their differences? You tell them that the 2 types of data are quantitative and qualitative data. Quantitative data are numeric data, while qualitative data are descriptive data. Descriptive just means test. When you say qualitative, you are talking about test data. Okay, examples of numeric data could be like sales figure. You can say monthly income, average sales. So those are kind of numeric data, and we usually visualize it with things like bar charts and line charts, depending on the information you want to represent and how long they are. Then we also have the qualitative, which I mentioned is the text kind of data. They are the data that is written in alphabetical format. So in this kind of data, we call it like the example of them are like the customer reviews, which are visualized with pie charts as well. If they ask you what is the difference between quantitative and qualitative data, just say that quantitative data is what? Numerical data, while qualitative data are text kind of data or descriptive data. Right. Then we now have some categories of data. Data are categorized as structured and unstructured data. When we say structured data, these are data that are organized. You know, they are organized in columns and rows. When you go to Excel, you see that it is nicely organized in columns and rows. If you go to databases, we also teach SQL database, how to create databases in COSENG Limited. So you now see that some data are structured in columns and rows, and they are usually suitable for relational databases. We now have the unstructured data. The unstructured data are data that are not organized at all. Those from emails. So when someone sends you an email, it's actually a data. All the social media posts that you make, they are data. That is why most times you go to the log or any message you send or emails, there are evidences that something has happened. So we the data analyst, we extract information from those emails, from those social posts, or from those comment sections. Does that make sense? So, for example, in the organization I worked last before I resigned, we normally go to the website. So customers will give us maybe a compliment or a comment, or they can come and give us a feedback, or if they have issues, they can just, you know, write it on a chart and send. So we receive them via email. So what we do is that when we receive those information or those messages via email or from social media, we will now extract the actual data from that. Does that make sense? It is an evidence that something has happened. So, and those kind of data are not structured. What it just means is that they are not in rows and columns, but you can choose to do whatever you want to do with them. I'll go to the next slide now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. So we have 2 data sources. the primary data source and secondary data source. Remember, I noticed that most students confuse these two types of data and two data sources. They are two different things. When we say types of data, we are talking about the quantitative and qualitative. When we are talking about data sources, it's just asking you, where is the data coming from? Source, when you say source of income, is what is your primary source of income? Means what is that main thing that puts food on your table? If you're asked what is your secondary source of income, it means what is your side hustle, the other thing that gives you more money. So that is also how we have it in data. We have primary data source and secondary data source. These are the places you can collect data. How can you collect the data? It's different from the types of data. So when we say data sources, it means where data can be collected. So we have primary data, which is collected by yourself, and secondary data, which is collected by others. So I will go ahead to explain them better based on the slide. You see that primary data is collected firsthand through methods like survey, experiment, or direct observation. It means that you are actually the one that collected this data by yourself. So at COSENG, we teach students how to collect data primarily. How do you design it? How do you collect it? And how do you use them after collection? But we also have the secondary data type, which consists of information collected by others, including data from publicly available data sets, research papers. So it was not you that collected it. It can also be from your organization. That data has been collected before you even know about it. So it is called secondary kind of data. They are collected by other people. You can also collect it from online. If you enroll with COSENG, will also show you how you can collect this secondary kind of data. I'll move to the next slide now. So who is actually a data analyst? Who is a data analyst? It's very important that we understand who this person is, because most times you go for an interview, they will ask you, who is a data analyst? But you came for a data analyst interview and you don't know who a data analyst is. So it's important that you know who you are, because knowing who you are is the key to success. It makes you stand out that you actually know who you are. Who you are is not just your name, it's other things like you're making your career. Those are who you are. Who is a data analyst? A data analyst is a professional who specializes in collecting, processing, and analyzing data to extract valuable insight and support decision making in every organization. Our primary role is to work with data to identify trends, to identify patterns and correlations that can inform business strategies. I think I mentioned it in previous slides, right? So our primary role is to extract insight from data. You can just say that a data analyst is someone that collects data, processes the data, and analyzes the data to extract insight from it. So data analysts are an integral part of every organization. We are like the light in the darkness. So when a data analyst comes, it brings light, because everybody is in chaos. They don't know what is happening, but you are going to just make it easy for them to understand by translating raw data into meaningful information that can help that organization to know, okay, yes, we now know what is happening based on the data analysis. So a data analyst is a person that helps organization extract insight from data that can help them make decisions on how to grow their businesses. I will share the slide after the training, and then you just look out for it on your email. If you want a copy, just let me know and I'll forward them to you. So data analysts, we are so important. We are very much needed in organization. That is why everybody, that if you know you are detailed in nature, you are very good at organizing things in your personal life, you can actually transition it into other organizations. If you read about my portfolio, you see how I started. I didn't just start as a data analyst from the moon. I started as simple as organizing my daily tasks, organizing my finance, organizing my family, making sure things are planned out and detailed, and then actioned. And at the end, I will now say, okay, I have achieved this based on what I have recorded. So I started simple based on my personal life, and then I transitioned it into organization. So being very organized and detailed in your personal life is a very good asset into the data analyst role. So anybody can become a data analyst. One thing I love about data analysis is that you can work in any industry. Just imagine that you are in the healthcare system. You can work as a data analyst in the healthcare system. You are an engineer. You can work as a data analyst in the engineering sectors. You are a teacher. You can work as a data analyst in the teaching sector, in the educational sector. So you can work anywhere as a data analyst. For myself, I really loved specializing in healthcare data. Even though I have worked with different organizations, I specialize in healthcare data because I just want people to feel better. I want to be part of the movement that makes sure that people, people's well-being are supported, that people get well and live long. So because of that, I have passion for health. I have passion to make sure that people's health are better. So I use data to inform that decision. I use data to make sure that people's health are taken spatial, that people's health are promoted, that people's health are taken as integral part of well-being. So data can be used anywhere. You can use make informed decision in the engineering sector, in the art sector, in the science sector, in every organization. So I'll move to the next slide. So I'm going to talk about a real life experience, a typical day in a data analyst role. So you go to work every day. What would you expect? I know most of us have not worked as a data analyst, but I want to just share my experience, how day-to-day life is in the data analyst role. From the time you log into your computer to the time that you finish, how does it feel? What are you going to be expecting? So let's talk about it in the next slide. Typical day at work. So when you log into your computer, the first thing that you need to do is that you have to what? Check your emails and communication. You have to check if there are meetings, because you are the data analyst. People come to you for solution, isn't it? They come to me for solution that can help the organization move forward. So the best thing and the first thing that you will always do after logging into your computer is to check your emails. Are there any ad hoc requests? Ad hoc request is urgent request. Are there things that I need to do? Are there meetings that I need to attend? Are there people that wants me to meet with them? Are there stakeholders that need my attention? So you have to check your email first. Check your calendar to know if there is any meeting. And if there is any meeting, you have to attend it. Most time we attend weekly meetings. Most organizations I worked for is twice a week. We attend meeting twice a week. Some once a week, some 2 times a month. So it depends on the organization you're working for, but we definitely do have meetings. Sometimes it's meeting to talk about the team as a whole, and other times it's usually to maybe a one-to-one meeting with a stakeholder to talk about the report you're supposed to write, or the analysis you're supposed to perform. So in any case, there is always a meeting to attend. Then you also have to set your daily goals. So after attending that meeting, remember during the meeting, you're writing down. I'm always writing with my paper, or I'm always recording the conversation, because most of the time you are getting a brief of what you need to do. So in that brief, it can be a lot to take at the same time. So what I normally do is I will just record the conversation, so that even though I didn't take everything during the note, I will go back to the recording and then write down all the other points. It's just to make sure that your report aligns with what they need. Very important. Also, it's also good to set your daily goals. Like I said, you are now detailing it. You have written all those things during the meeting. Then you now use those notes and set your goals. So I'm going to write this report first. And during that report, I need this, I need that. You are now setting them in a structured way, how you are going to achieve your goals based on the meetings that you just had. So once you're done with that, you have set your goals, you know everything you need to do now, it's all clear in your head. Then you begin to extract the data and prepare for the report writing. So data extraction, most organizations, they have the data in the database. Some of them have it in Salesforce, CRM system, some in Excel, some cloud-based. So any platform the data is, they would have told you where the data is. Some use like HR systems. So you extract the data from where it is and begin to prepare it. You know, I mentioned the data analysis process. In the preparation, here you now begin to look at, do I need to clean the data? Is there outliers? What are there that I need to fix in this data before the analysis? You are beginning to prepare yourself. And we're going to do that in the practical section. Then we also conduct what we call exploratory data analysis. I call it EDA in short. This is just trying to fix any missing data, any outlier. Outlier just means values that are too high or values that are too low. You know, in data analysis, we have to be very careful and accurate. You know that 80 naira is not the same thing as 100 naira. So most of the time, there can be a mistake. Let me put pounds. I know we have a lot of diverse group of people, so I don't want to cause currency. Let's assume that you want to put 80 and you mistakenly put 8,000. Someone wanted to insert 80 and then they mistakenly inserted 8,000, and you want to analyze that data. What do you think will happen is that it's supposed to be 80 and they have mistakenly put 8,000. It means that the result will not be accurate, isn't it? So we have to perform an exploratory data analysis to fix that mistake. So we have to conduct analysis that can fix outliers and remove those errors, remove missing values, remove any formatting issues before you proceed to the data analysis aspect. So these are the things that we do. So the day can be long, sometimes can be short, depending on how the task that you were given. Then the data analysis aspect, here we will now start with statistical analysis. If you need to calculate average, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, correlation analysis, regression analysis, all those kind of analysis, this is the time you are able to do them. And also, you can also use advanced functions in Excel, like the pivot table analysis. You can perform them at this point. Once you are done, you begin your reporting. In the reporting aspect, you can use different methods. You can use Excel charts to prepare a dashboard, an interactive dashboard. You can use Power BI to prepare interactive dashboard. Depending on the organization, some organizations use diverse software like Tableau, Looker Studio. Anyone they are using, you're going to use it to prepare your report. And then you're going to also communicate your results, which is very key. Communicating your results is very key. So you can use Microsoft Excel, you can use PowerPoint, you can use Microsoft Word to prepare your report and just give a summary of what you have done. And we also do a lot of collaboration and feedback sections. So during our meeting or during when you are working, you have to occasionally or consistently collaborate with other stakeholders or your colleagues. You might need data, you are collaborating. You might need an information, you're working with someone to get those information. Remember, you are the data analyst, you are the integral part of the organization. So you sit with directors, you sit with board of trustees and leadership team. You are sitting at a high place. So you are going to be working with them, talking with the directors, talking with the leadership team, the board of directors, all the stakeholders in the organization. You're going to be working with them. So you're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and receiving feedback from them. And any feedback you're giving, you have to take it seriously and work on it. Also, learning and optimization, we learn a lot. You will be required to take up some trainings when you just join the organization or on a regular basis, the whole training section. Please always complete your training and your learning. Also, it's good that as a data analyst, you automate your tasks. So you should be able to know what tool can I use to make my work easier, because I don't normally like the fact that you keep doing one thing the same time. I do one thing once and that is it. So I keep it running. You can keep it running instead of coming back to do that same thing every single day. as a data analyst, you should learn how to optimize your process and streamline your workload. So if I set up a report, I assume that that report will supply the organization for the next 5 years without having to come back to write that report again. So that is the optimization there. So at the end of the day, once you are done with your work, you wrap up and update your documentation. If there's any handover you need to do, you can do it, and then plan your next task for the next day. That is the typical day at work. I know it's easier said than done. Most times you can encounter challenges that you don't even know how to go about. All you need to do is stay calm. Most times go for a walk. If maybe taking a fresh air can help you. I found out that if a task is very challenging and I just go out for a walk or go out for a fresh air, by the time I come back, I am 10 times better than I left. Because most tasks can be very voluminous, it can be overwhelming, you don't know where to start from, it's very challenging, you are halfway stuck. Don't worry. All you need is to breathe in, maybe take a fresh air, take a break, and then come back. And once you come back, you feel like, oh, I think it's becoming easier now. And if you are stuck again, it's always good to have a good relationship with your colleagues. If you have a very good working relationship with your colleagues, you can always be someone that is learnable, teachable, and someone that wants to improve. So you can go to your colleagues and ask them, please, I need help with this, and they will help you. So being a data analyst is really interesting. So did you know that data analysis skills are, I think that particular slide went too fast. So did you know that data analysis skills are highly in demand across various industries, offering numerous career opportunities? So maybe you're wondering, oh, I don't have a job for a long time. Venture into data analysis. Being a data analyst can offer you opportunities. I cannot remember countless times I have gotten like jobs outside my workplace. So people can even consult you to help them solve a problem. So you can be a consultant. When after learning the skills that you require, you learn Power BI, you know how to solve problems using Power BI. Even though you don't have a job, you can still earn money even without working for anybody, because you can tell people, I prepare reports for businesses. They will call you, you prepare a report for them, they will pay you. Consulting. Does that make sense? So data analysts can find employment in wide range of industries. You can work in the bank as a data analyst, you can work in the healthcare sector, marketing sector, name it. And they did us so much that they rely on our expertise to make decisions. So all people want to do is you should make yourself important and valuable so that organizations will also recognize that. So these are some of the career opportunities that is available for data analysts. You can be a data analyst, you can be a trainer or instructor, reporting analyst, all the way to down. You can be a performance analyst. I just mentioned data consultant. You can be that. And you can work in various industries. You can be a data scientist, data engineer, and help organizations make informed decisions. I'll go to the next slide. So these are the tools that you need to learn. You need to learn how to use Excel to advanced level. Yes, you will need to learn. You can start small, and that is why COSENG Limited is here. Even though you don't have an experience, you can start as little as no experience. We'll train you to become advanced and highly experienced data analyst. So this is Excel. These are the tools you need. You also need to learn Power BI. We're going to just look at how to use it today. You are going to also learn how to use MySQL. SQL is just a data warehousing software that can help organizations manage their data on the cloud base. We also, another tool is Python. Python is good for automation. Instead of spending time doing your work for 1 hour, Python can help you do it in 1 minute. So Python is very crucial as well. What is the next steps? The next steps is for you to take up our full training courses. You can do that at you can find our training courses on our website at www.coseng.co.uk/data analytics. Once you go there, fill the enrollment form, someone will be in touch with you, and you can start from there. This will help you improve your problem-solving skills. It will also help you stay current with industry trends. So much is happening in the IT sector. There are so many things happening. If you want to be aware, you need to enroll in this training. It will also increase your confidence level. You saw one of our students that testified that he knew no knowledge about data analytics, but now he's at grade 100. He's doing so well. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of how Precious has turned out because he's more confident. He can talk confidently about what he has learned. And it will also make you attractive to employers because even though you have PhD and you don't have the skills, they will not hire you. Somebody that just finished secondary school will be hired. Why? Because they have the skills. In the UK especially, no jokes, they want someone that can do the work. If you cannot do the work, even with your professorship, they will not look at you. So that is why 99% of the time when you go for an interview, they'll give you a task to do. They want to know that you can do it and not just speaking big English. So it makes you stand out and become attractive to employers. When you go for that job interview, you will know, I know how to analyze data very well. I'll go to the next slide. These are some benefits for enrolling with COSENG. You will get a CPD certification upon completion of your training. I will also help you prepare your data analysis portfolio. I showed example of my portfolio in the beginning slide. So if you want to see my portfolio and how we can train you to make that, please go and visit my portfolio. If someone has the link, you can share it in the chat area. If anyone needs my portfolio, please let me know. And then you also have opportunity to be mentored and you have a lot of support with your CV, support with mock interview. If you are going for an interview, don't worry. Someone will be in touch to make sure that you're ready for it. There's also flexibility. Maybe you are not available in most of the days. We make sure that the days that we choose for your training is on your own terms and condition. We also have a live project. On completion, you will have opportunity to work with another company for 2 weeks where you will have a real life experience. All the things I've talked about, day-to-day life of a data analyst, you will experience it in the live project. So I'll go to the next slide. So if you enroll in our data analyst training, it will help you to keep improving yourself. You will surely succeed. Remember, you don't need a background in data. We will teach you all you need to know. Everything you need to know, we'll teach you. So in our next slide now, we are going into the practical section. But we are going on a 5 minutes break. We'll go on a 5 minutes break. But before we go on that break, I would just want us to scan the QR code. This is the data set we're going to be using. It's on this QR code in Excel. So if you scan that, make sure you have it opened. The link also will be available in the chat area. One of our directors will put the link to the Excel file. So this is the Excel file we're going to be using for the practical. So somebody will put it in.
Are you sure? This one? No, only one. So you say make I add swallow for you. Okay, don't be left. You can eat this one later.
Right. Can we hear me? Okay. So this is the QR code to the data set we'll be using. So if you scan that, it will take you to where the data is. Or if you don't want to scan it, the link to the data will be on the chat area. Okay. So you just click on it. It will take you straight to the data. We'll have 5 minutes break. Then we'll come back and dive fully into the practical proper. So I'll give us time to go for the 5 minutes break. Where is the break? The break is here. So 5 minutes break, and then we'll be back for the practical section. Okay, our break is over now. So I'm hoping everyone is back. We need to quickly dive into the training proper. Was there any question from the chat area so we can deal with it? Yes, Ayo. Someone was raising hand.
Yeah. So the main issue is how to access the Power BI, and some people don't have Excel in their systems. Maybe just show us how to do that.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to do that now. Okay, so the first one is the Excel link. So if you open the Excel link, you will find out you have this, isn't it? This is what we all have. I can see that 20 people are in the data set now. 20 people. Is that all? So now, for us to get this data into our Excel, we need to go to File and go to Save As, and then click on Download a Copy. I don't know if I should take that again.
Yes,
We want this data to come
Yes,
into
please.
our Excel. We want this
Repeat
data
the
to come into
process.
our Excel proper. So how do we do that? So to be able to get this data into our Excel desktop, because it's on Excel Online, we go to File. When you go to File, you go to Download a Copy. So once it's downloaded, you go to your download area. You can see it here, and just click on it to open. As simple as that. So you see that it's open now. The one I just downloaded is here. It's loading rather. So once it's loaded, all you need to do is click on Enable Editing, and you're good to go. Was that clear? If you want me to take that again, please let me know.
Please take that again, ma.
All right. So to be able to get the data into your Excel, first go to File, because we can't all use the data here. Otherwise, it will be messy. Please don't use the data on the online version. Otherwise, you can see from my screen, everybody, once you make a change, it means everybody's doing the same change. So now go to File, go to Save As, then go to Download a Copy, right? Up to this point, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Now, once you download it, go to your download section and click on that data. It will open in your Excel desktop. So once it opens, the next thing you should do is to click on Enable Editing, because you see an amber or yellow line that says Enable Editing. Once you click on that, your data is ready for use. Was it clear, guys? Because we're about to start the practical now. Then for the Power BI, I sent the link yesterday on our emails. I don't know if everyone got it, to download the Power BI. If you're able to download Power BI, it should look like this. Now, you don't need to sign in to use it. All you need to...
I have shared the link for the Power BI in the chat box. So if you need it, just click on it.
So when you click on it, because you have not downloaded, you need to download it first before you're able to use it this way. I sent the link earlier on because I know it's a bit of step to arrive at the installation. So I was able to share the link. So if you didn't get the link, you can actually download it now while we are in the Excel. I hope everybody has this data now because we are starting. So if we look at the data, we have 3 sheets. Excel is made up of rows and columns. So the line that runs left to right is the row, while the line that runs up to down is the column. So the alphabetical lines are the columns, while the numerical lines are the rows. So we're going to be looking at the instruction that has been set to us. So we have these instructions that have been set for us to complete. using this data set. So we have the performance data and we have the nurse information data. And we are asked to follow the instruction to be able to analyze this data. So when I say sheet just means, so this is the instructions sheet, this is the performance sheet, this is the nurse information sheet. So when I mention a sheet, you can just navigate as we move on. So when we get the data, we see that the data is not in a very good shape. It doesn't look appealing. It's not looking it's not in a very good format. So from the instruction, we can see that the first thing that we're asked to do is to change the appearance, including the heading of the data set. So that is the first instruction that we have been asked to do. So the method we're going to be following is that once we complete each instruction, we'll mark it as done. So we use green to mark it as done. So from the data, the performance data, the first thing we're asked to do is to change the appearance. So for us to do that, I have to highlight the entire data set. And once I highlight it, I'm going to make it spread out. You can see that some of the information cannot be seen, and it's not allowing us to actually understand the information that is held in this data set. So first, I'm going to click on my column. Once you click on a column, you see that the arrow is pointing downwards. A column, remember, is the alphabet. So I'm going to click on column A. Please let me just take off this cuff. Sorry, guys, I had a bit of cough. So once you click on column A, that's the alphabet, double click and drag to highlight the entire data set. So you will now target the line between J and K, or if you stopped at L, it's fine. Double click, it will spread out the entire data set. Can we see that? So we can now see the information held in the date column. We can see all the information. We can see that there are some missing values, and we can also see that we have from column A to H. So that is one of the things that we're asked to do. So I will take that again for the sake of those joining now. So we are looking at changing the appearance of this data set. And when we open the data set, we saw that the format is not looking good. We need to, first of all, make sure that we can see every information held in the data very well. So to do that, I clicked on column A. I also mentioned the fact that column are those lines that run with the alphabetical order from up to down, while the rows are the line that runs side by side, and they are denoted with numbers. So when I say click on a row, you just come to the number. I say click on a column, you just come to the alphabet. So once you click on the alphabet, you see that the arrow will turn downwards, black color arrow. So once you double click and drag, you see that you have highlighted the entire data set like that. Once you highlight it, you have to target between the end of the highlight, the column that you just highlighted. Once you do that correctly, you find out that the arrow will turn black cross. So in Excel, each arrows means this different things. Each of your cursor arrow means different things. You saw when we clicked on column, it was downward black arrow. Now we want to spread out our column. It is black cross, double-sided arrow. When you double click, you find out that your data has expanded, and we can see all the information in each column correctly. Then this is when we now start the process. So secondly, we are going to change the appearance of the heading. All right, so to change it, I'm going to apply a color to the heading, background color, and I'm going to change the heading size because I always like it to be a bit bigger from the actual data. And I'm also going to change the color You can choose any color of your choice. I'm changing mine to white, and of course it has to be bold. That's step 2. Was that clear, guys? Before we continue.
Clear enough.
Step 2 again.
Okay, step 2 is to, when we are asked to, yes?
Sorry, please. I'm still struggling with saving as a copy. Meanwhile,
Okay.
you've run past. I don't
Okay.
know. Is it too much to start from there? Is it too long?
Let's.
Please. Thank you, ma.
All right. Although the recording is available, but I'll just do it one more time. So if you want to get the data from the online, go to File. If you are here already, then you are good to go. Go to File quickly, go to Save As, and then go to Download a Copy. That's all. So once it's downloaded, you need now to go to your download section and click one click. It will open.
Sorry, I think it's my laptop that is giving me that issue, because when I naturally I tried going to File, but I wasn't seeing that. I was seeing some get add-ons and all that. So I thought there is another way. But it's okay. I'll sort that out. Thank you very much, ma.
Wait, hold on. What can you see? Can you see make a copy?
No, I can't see that. I just saw get add-ins and all that. So it's covered the screen.
All right. Is it on your own side or my own side?
I think it's from my own side, not you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
please.
right.
Sorry for the.
All right, no problem. So let's forge ahead. So let's look at the second step again. Excuse me, which is to highlight column 1. So remember column, we're looking at column now. We have A1. So we're looking at making changes to the heading. The heading of the data is from A1 to H1. So we're going to just select from A1 to H1. Those are the cells we need to select, just the heading. So once you selected that, to select it, if you don't know, double click and drag. Once you do that, you stop. Make sure the whole heading is covered. Then you're going to go to your fill color and choose the color that you like. Can someone be on mute? Then we're also going to change the color to your own choice color. You mustn't use my color. I'm just using a color that will appeal to everyone. And I'm going to make it bigger as well. I'm going to use 12. You can use any font size. So you also have to make sure it's bold. So once you are done, that is it. I hope that was clear. I'm going to expand it again.
Very, very clear, very clear. You can go ahead. Very clear.
All right. So next, the third step to make sure that we format it correctly is to add what we call a filter. We're going to add a filter to our heading. What is a filter? The filter helps us to drill down on our data. What it just means is that it helps us to understand the information we actually hold in our data. Now we don't really know what information is there, what are the things, the numbers, are they numerical or are they descriptive? We don't know. So we need to apply a filter to help us shake our data. So if you want to shake your data properly, the best way is to apply a filter. So I'm going to just select the heading again to apply the filter. Under the home, we're going to go to sort and filter. Then I'm going to click on filter. That's all. So now we have a filter that can help us to drill down on our data. So we can see the NOS ID, the ranges that it holds. I will just expand this again so it to be clearer. You can keep expanding to make sure that every information is clear in your data. You see that we have the NOS ID, but before now, we're not able to understand what the IDs are, because most of the time you can have up to 1 million rows in your data to analyze. Imagine you are to scroll down one after the other to shake your data. It will take you the whole of the day. So what we normally use to check our data to find if there is any missing value or inconsistency is to apply a filter. The filter makes it much more easier to do. So I can also go to the date and check that we have the date ranging from 2021 to 2023. I wouldn't be able to know that if not that I applied the filter. I
Please,
will
how did
still
you get
know.
to the filter?
Okay, so let's look at the filter again, Control Z. So the third step is to apply a filter. The first step was to expand our data set, which we did. The second step was to change the heading fonts, the color, and the style. Once you're done with that, the third step is to apply a filter. So to apply a filter, same, highlight the heading area, go to sort and filter. Under the home menu, click on filter. Was that clear? First, step one to apply a filter.
Very clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Very
you.
clear.
All right. So step one to apply a filter, highlight. Under the home menu, go to sort and filter, click on filter. As simple as that. So once you apply the filter, I encourage you to keep expanding your data set. So you see it's all spread out again. We can see the information held. So it's helping us to understand that we have data from 2021 to 2023. We didn't know that before now. It also helps us, okay, the shift duration, this is what we have. Client discharge recovery, this is what we have. It range from 0 to 15. And all that. We can also see that here, there is no data, it's blank, it's missing. We also see that recovery percentage is missing, non-recovery percentage is missing. So we're going to do the same to this data set. First, highlight the entire data set because they are not all seen. I will double click to spread it out to show us all the information we hold there. Secondly, I'm going to highlight the heading. I'm going to change the heading color, the background, the text color, make it a little bit bigger, make it bold, and then apply a filter again. So I've done that to both data sets. So once you are done with this, we'll go to the instruction sheet, change the appearance, including the heading of the data set, done. You mark it as done. So green means what? Done. So once you are done, you now go to the second instruction. Was it clear, guys?
Please, if you have any
clear.
questions or you're not following up, just send a message on the chat box, please.
Right. So secondly, we are asked to check data in both Excel sheets and identify and correct any inconsistencies before manipulating the data. So what it just means is that, are there any inconsistencies? Are there any errors? We should identify and fix them. First, you can see that the total discharge is not here. It's missing, so we need to fill that in. So to fill that, we need to calculate the total discharge. So first of all, ask yourself, what kind of data am I analyzing? We can see that you collected this data. First, oh, this is the data for nurses. So you can see that it is a healthcare data. And it's talking about the nurses that has been on shift, and during their shift, they discharged some clients who recovered, and they also discharged some clients who did not recover. So that's what we can see in a nutshell. You summarize it in your head. That's the logic behind this data. So they have told us that this client, column D is talking about the client that were discharged and they recovered. Column E is talking about the client that were discharged, although they did not recover. But they are now asking us to calculate the total discharges. So they want to know the total of client discharge and client discharge, recovery and non-recovery. So we're going to now calculate that. To do that, in Excel, anytime you want to write a formula, you must first of all type equal to sign. Very, very important. If you do not type equal to sign, it's just a normal text you're writing. So for example, if I want to write sum now, it's a normal sum. Excel did not recognize as a formula because there's no equal to sign. But once I put equal to sign in the front, it becomes something different. So we're going to sum the client discharge recovery and client discharge non-recovery. So to do that, the first thing we must type is what? Equal to sign. So once we type our equal to sign, I will now type the sum. In Excel, it's very easy. All you need to do is double click Once you double click and you see that arrow that has opened, just highlight the area you want to calculate and hit enter key. It has calculated. And then once you see the small tiny cube at the bottom of your result, if you double click on it, it fills it down. Complete. So we have calculated that total discharge. Was it clear?
Yes,
Please. I'm just joining.
Okay, I'll take that again.
Again, I beg.
A calculation.
Yes.
Yes, we're asked to calculate total discharge. So calculate total discharge. Excel, the whole of Excel, from you're a beginner to you're a professional, the first thing you must type when writing a formula is your equal to sign. That's the first thing you must learn to do. So once you type that, it's easy. If you ask, oh, Precious, can you calculate the sum of? So the first thing that comes to your mind is, I put my equal to and then I'll type my sum. If you're asked to calculate average of, the first thing that comes to your mind is equal to, and then you type average. So once you start typing the average, Excel will give you a hint. All you need to do is to double click on the hint it gives you. And then you go to, we are calculating, remember, total discharge recovery and client discharge non-recovery. Sorry, client discharge is recovery and client discharge non-recovery. Just highlight those two for D2 and E2. So once you do that, you hit enter key. So for those that don't know, in Excel, how do you know the column or the cell you are on? Remember, the cell is the particular area you clicked on. You can know the cell you are on by looking at the box at the top of your left-hand side. So when I click on D2, it can show here that I'm on D2. If I click on E3, it will show up there that I'm on E3. So that's how you will know. So for us to calculate the total discharge, I just did what? Put my equal to sign. I type my sum. Excel will give me a hint. I'll double click on that hint it gives me. Once you see that bracket open, just highlight the area you're calculating, which is D2 and E2. I'll hit my enter key on my keyboard. You don't need to do anything else. Calculation done. And you are not calculating it again. The only thing you need to do is, if you calculate it, click on that result, which is 9. You'll find out there is a little dot by the side of it. It's just tiny. If you look closely, you will see that little cube dot there. Double click on it and it will fill down your result. So the whole of the data calculated. If you have 1 million row, you can do the calculation in less than 1 minute. So by just double clicking on this, how do you know you have targeted that arrow? If you target that arrow, you see that the cross will be black. If you don't target that arrow, it will be normal white cross. But if you target the arrow, it will be black cross. Was it clear, guys? Yes. So
yes, ma'am.
To the next one.
One more time, please.
Right. We're just looking at time. Well, I'll do it one more time. To calculate the sum of client discharge recovery.
One more time.
Client discharge non-recovery. I put my equal to sign. Did you understand that one? Yes, the first thing. Then type sum. Once you type sum, it gives you a hint. Just don't do anything now. Once you type the sum, don't leave it. You see that hint in a blue space. Double click on it. Double click. That's all. Double click on it. Have you done it? Highlight D2 and E2 at the same time and hit enter key. Don't worry, the video will be made available and you understand it better. Then on the dotted cube, double click on it to go down. They're asking us to also calculate the recovery percentage. The recovery percentage just means the percentage of just those that are recovered. What does it mean? And I give a scenario. If I go out with someone here and we go for it to buy something in a shop and I bought 5 sweets. The person bought 4 sweets. How many? It's 9 sweets, right? So they'll ask me what was my my portion of the suite, mine was 5/9, and then yours was how many? 4/9. So that is, my percentage is what? 5/9. Your percentage is what? 4/9. So in that regard, we're going to apply that here. They're asking us what is the percentage of only those that are recovered. It will be what? 6/9. Well, how do we put that in practical terms in Excel? So I'll just put my equal to sign. Remember, the first thing that must happen, equal to sign. I'll click on the 6. Don't type it, you click. Then you put your division sign on your keyboard and then click again on the total discharge. That's 9 and hit enter. So it will be D2/F2. Enter key. It calculates the recovery percentage, but we don't want it in decimal place. We want it in actual percentage. So to put that in percentage, we'll go under the home button, we'll go to the number section and click on percentage. So it has turned it to percentage. As usual, we will make sure we target the little dot and double click it to calculate the recovery percentage. As quickly as that, we also want to do the same to the non-recovery percentage, which is your take-home assignment.
Please, ma, can you do that again, please?
Okay. So to calculate the recovery percentage, we put our equal to sign. Everybody knows that one now, isn't it? Yes. Then we want to get the recovery percentage, which is what? 6/9. But in Excel, we don't just type the 6/9. We use formula. So you just a click. You click on the 6, use division sign on your keyboard and click on the 9, which is F2, and hit enter. Was it clear before I hit enter key? Yes, enter. So equal to sign, click on D2 and then division sign and click on F2, enter. So once you click on it, because we are asked percentage, we cannot leave it on what? Decimal. We need to leave it at what? Percentage. So for us to leave it in the percentage format, we'll go to home button. Under the home button, you go to the number section. So Excel is sectioned. This is the number section. So I'm going to click on the percentage sign. Simple. Was it clear before I feed down? Yes. So I will then target the little dot and fill it down. So we're going to do the same to a non-recovery. Don't worry, you understand it here better. It's the same thing. Put my equal to sign. Now they're asking us for the non-recovery. Those that did not recover, this percentage is what? 3/9. So instead of putting the 3, we just put on the E2, division sign, and then F2 again, enter key. Remember, it will be in decimal place. We want to turn it to percentage, and then click on the dotted cube and then fill down again. So you see that within a few minutes, we have analyzed this data completely. So we're going to do the same. Let's look at the instruction. It says check the data, identify and correct any inconsistencies before manipulating the data. We're done with this one. The manipulation, the correction is done. Another thing we can also do here is to split the date. We see that it has date and time. When I'm just looking at time, we might not be able to do that. Let's venture into the next sheet because we found that there are errors here. So what are the errors we can find? Number one error is that if we look at the teams column, some of the team has a dash in front of them. We can see team 1, and then we have another team 1 with a dash. We have team 2. We have another team 2 with a dash, and the same thing to team 3, which is not good. What happens if you analyze this data like this is that it will give you errors because Excel or all the tools we use only understands consistency. Anything that is not consistent, they will take it as something different. So if I'm analyzing this data, even though in my own eyes, this and this means the same thing, In Excel, it does not mean the same thing. This team 1 with no dash and this team 1 with a dash, they mean different things. So we need to make sure that they are all consistent across the entire data set. So how do we do that? We are going to use what we call substitute function to take care of that error. So in interview or during interview, they will ask you, how do you take care of errors in data? You tell them that you can use substitute function. You can use proper. There are so many of them that we can use now. So let's look at that quickly. So the first you're going to look at is the what? Substitute function. Substitute function. I'm going to just type it here. Substitute function. Yes. So we're going to look at the substitute function. So the substitute function is going to get rid of all the inconsistencies across this data set. It's going to remove those dashes and replace it with the correct thing. Remember, the first thing we must type is what? Our equal to sign. Once I put my equal to sign, I will then type the formula substitute. Remember, any formula you're asked to perform is what you're typing. As easy as that. If you're asked to calculate substitute, you use substitute. So, but Excel is good. Once I put my sub, it will give me a hint. I'll double click on it. Then I have my formula activated. Once the bracket is open, it's asking me for the text. The text just means the column number. So I'm looking at D2. I put my comma. So it's asking me for the old text. What is the old text? The old text there is the what? The dash that is there. But in Excel, we don't just put the dash like this. No, you don't just put it like that. If you put it like that, it will return an error. Anytime in Excel, you're performing any formula function or operation, and it is not a number, it's not a numerical value, you must put it in double quote. It's only numerical value during formula writing that we don't put in double quote. It means that if we have a text value, a special character, date, it must go in a double quotation mark. So I will put my double quotation mark. Remember, double quotation mark, if you don't know where it is on your keyboard, if you hold down your shift and click on 2, you'll find a double quotation mark. Some other people, if you hold down your shift and click on the single quotation mark, you'll find your double quotation mark. It all depends on your laptop. My laptop, it's on shift number 2. So once you do that, you will see the double quotation mark. Then I'll put the dash sign and close it with the double quotation mark. So that is our old text in a double quote. Then I'll put my comma again. In Excel, whenever you finish with an instruction, you must put a comma. Very important. The comma separates one instruction to another. So now that I'm done putting the old text, I have to put my comma. What is my new text? In double quotation mark, my new text is a closed space. So, but it still has to go in double quotation mark because it's also an unwanted character. So I'll put it in double quotation mark and I'll put my comma again. That's all. And I hit my enter key. So what happens is that I'll do that again. Substitute, double click. My text is D2, comma. What is my old text? Is my dash. And then my new text is my close quote. Was it clear, guys? Yes.
Not yet. Not yet.
So the substitute function.
Not yet, please repeat.
We use a substitute to remove any inconsistencies or unwanted character. So if you have any unwanted character and you don't want it in your data, you can use substitute to remove it. So to do that, we will do what? Put an equal to sign. I'll put my substitute and double click. What's my old text? Is my D2.
You can't see what you're doing.
You cannot see
the page. We can't see your equal to sign that you said you're putting, but we can only see the numbers and the page.
Is it the same for everybody?
No, we are. I'm seeing you clearly from my end.
I can't see what you're doing. I'm only seeing the numbers, the dates, the shift duration and stuff. I'm seeing the whole Excel sheet.
Okay, let me
go to the
top. Let me share again. Let me stop sharing and then share again. Can we see my screen? Can you see clearly now? Can you see clearly?
I can't see anything.
Yes, we can see. I can see.
Can anyone see my equal to sign?
I'm just seeing a thumbs. I'm just seeing a thumb
Let me
going
go
on.
to number 2. Number 2.
Like a clap.
Number 2. Go to the row number 2. At the column F.
Please let us observe column G. Everything is at the top, column G.
The screen is blank now.
Go to column G, put your equal to sign. Okay.
Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Let me delete that column. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can see everything now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's look at the substitute function. I put my substitute. And then the test is usually the column. Okay, you can type the test or you can just click on the column, the cell you want to use, comma. What's our old test? Our old test is the, in double quote, the dash, close it in double quotes, comma. What's our new test? We want it to be closed with a close gap, comma. Then the instance number, you can use that or you might leave it and hit your enter key. So it will remove all the inconsistencies. Can you see they are all gone? So once you remove all the inconsistencies, what you would do is to highlight the result. I highlighted it, you copy it by using Ctrl+C, or you can right click and use copy. Then you're going to come to column D and right click and paste as value. The value is the one that has 1, 2, 3 on the front of it. So you click on paste as value, 1, 2, 3 values V. You click on it. So it's going to replace the unwanted or the inaccurate data. Then I will right click and delete this particular analysis I just performed. So with that, we have fixed this inaccuracy in this data on this particular column D. Was that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so we also saw that in column C, some of the names, column B and C, some of the names are, some are in capital letter, some are in small letter. I'm sure we can all see that it's not consistent, it's wrong. So we need to make sure that this particular column B and C are consistent. So the first thing we can do is to first join the first name and last name. So we need to get the full name. So for us to get the full name, I'm going to just insert a new column. I'll click on insert and then insert. So we want to click want to be able to join this first name and last name together. So to do that, I can insert a new column, insert. In the new column, I'm going to use what we call concat function, concatenate or concat function to bring two of them together. So to do that, I'll put my equal to sign first, and then I will type my concat. Sorry guys, my computer just froze. Concat. Once I type my concat, and then it's asking me for the text I want to concatenate, and it is the first name and last name. So I'm going to click on my D2, B2 rather, comma, and it's asking me for the last one. I'm going to click on my C2 and I hit my enter key. So it's going to concatenate it. But we see that when it concatenates, there's no space between it. So we need to put a space between the first name and last name. So for us to put the space, I'll double click. I'm going to just click on the middle and add a space in a double quote and then hit enter key. So it will put a space between the first name and last name. Once I double click, it will fill it down. Does that make sense, guys? Then I will now delete the first name and last name column. And also, sorry, I'll paste it as value first. I'm going to copy this and paste it as value as usual. Paste it as value. I can paste it in this one, paste as value, and then I'm going to delete these two. Delete. And I will rename this one to be what? Full name. I will now call this one full name. Full name. Full name. Right. So this is now our full name. But we still see that the error is still there, which is some of them are in capital letter and some of them are in small letter. So for us to fix that, we're going to use what we call proper function. The proper function is used to make our data in a unified format. So this column B, they are not in a unified format. Some are in capital letter, some are in small letter. So they are in mixed cases. We need to make sure they are in a proper case. Put my equal to sign, and I'm going to use a proper function. Sorry, guys, that I'm a bit fast. It's just because we have 8 minutes left and we have not gone half. I will now click on B2 and hit enter key. So it has put it in a proper function. Don't worry, if you need the recording, it will make available. To be made available. Control copy. I'll come in on here and right click and paste it as value. So it has replaced that inconsistencies. I'll delete this one. We can now see that all the names now start with capital letter, and also all their surname now start with what? Capital.
Sorry, ma, please, could you do that again? Just without one step back, please. Sorry.
Okay. So we want to make sure that the names are in a proper case. They are in mixed cases and it's wrong. You cannot use it to analyze data. It won't look good. So we want to make it in a proper case. To do that, we use proper function. And I said that proper function is used to handle a column that is in mixed cases. You find out that some are in small letter and capital letter, you use proper function. To do that, first, equal to sign. Second, proper. Double click on the proper. And then one click on column B2. Enter. Was it clear? Yes. So once you do that, you still target the arrow, the small dot, and double click to fill down. We'll just copy it and come to column B, right click and paste it as value. So it has replaced that inconsistency. I will right click and delete this column.
Right, thank you.
All right, so we are done with that instruction. We have finalized. You can see that this data consistent and accurate. This one also consistent and accurate. So we'll mark it as completed. The next one, oh sorry, not the right way. Here, mark it as completed. Complete the total discharge column. We've done that. Complete the recovery percentage column. We have done that. I think we did all of them at once. Complete the recovery percentage column. We have done that. Complete the non-recovery percentage column. We have also done that. Join the first name and last name together. We have done that. That's good. Use formula to pull the nurse rank from the nurse performance sheet into the new column in the nurses in the performance sheet. So this one, we'll use VLOOKUP to do it. What they have asked us is to, this particular column D, we should bring it into the nurses, the data performance data sheet. So they want this nurse rank into the performance data sheet. How do we do that? We use the function we call VLOOKUP to handle such. Remember our equal to sign and our I will type my VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP is advanced Excel function that we use to handle relationships. So if you want to reference a data from another sheet, you can use VLOOKUP to do that. It just means that we don't have the nurses rank column here. How do we bring it inside this particular data sheet? We can use VLOOKUP to do that. Some people used to say, why not just copy and paste? No, you don't copy and paste, because the VLOOKUP will make sure that it aligns with the right person. So if I am Beatrice, the VLOOKUP will bring my name into the sheet and creating that relationship that it is mine. So I use VLOOKUP. So put your equal to sign, type your VLOOKUP, and double click on the hint Excel will give to you. Once the bracket is open, your work in this sheet is done. You now move over to the other sheet. Once your bracket is open, don't do anything else on this performance data sheet. We are moving to the nurse information sheet. Once you move into the nurse information sheet, we are going to be using this Excel hint to be able to do that. I'll just bring it closer. The first thing it says we should do is to highlight the lookup value. The lookup value in this instance is what? A2. Always start from the beginning. Very important. I'll put my comma. The table array now is the what? The range. It's asking us what is the range you want it to look from. We're going to look from the entire data set. And to do that, highlight all of them. Comma, it's asking us for the column index number. Now, in Excel, each column has a number. So column A means 1, column B means 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5, to the last. So now the column index number here will be what? Anybody? 4. So I'll put my 4 because Excel columns are numbered. So A, B, C, D, D is 4. And we are asked to bring in the nurse rank into the performance data sheet. So the column index number will be what? 4. I put my comma. It's asking us if it is going to be a true match or approximate match or exact match. Approximate match means just match it anyhow, but exact match means it should align with the right person and the right IDs. So I'll use exact match at all times, which is false. I'll hit enter. So you see that it will bring in the nurse's rank into this sheet for us. I will just call it nurse rank. Nurse rank. Just as it is in the other sheet. So have our nurse rank done. So we have completed that particular instruction. I'll mark it as done. So now say we should use geography function to create area code. We don't have time for this one. We're also asked to use new sheet and to show recovery percentage by team. So I will quickly move over to this one. I'm sure other people have appointments, so we'll have to finish this anyhow, unless if you want me to continue. So on we are asked to now create a new sheet and show recovery percentage by team and present this in a suitable chart. What you're just telling us is that we should present this in a stable chart. So in this case now, you can use Power BI to do this. You can use Excel to do this. So we're going to use Power BI. And because we're going to use Power BI, I'll do Control Save. I'll have saved my work and I will close it. Once I've closed my work, I will then go to my Power BI. I'm sure everybody have their Power BI because we are done with our analysis, all done in Excel. So I'll click on blank report. So if you were able to download Power BI, this is exactly how it will look like when you downloaded it. Yes. So it will look this way if you were able to download it. Like I say, you don't need to sign in. All you need is this. Can you guys see my Power BI?
Yes.
No, don't know. Or is it from my end?
I think it might be from your end.
Okay, thank you. I'll check.
So this is a Power BI. This is how it looks like. If you're able to download it directly. Sorry, guys. So should you just wrap it up?
Yes. Excuse me, Director Beatrice. It's 12 o'clock, and it's good to maintain the British time, because when we say 12 is 12, we understand that there are many things that are supposed to be covered, but because of time, I think it's really difficult to do that. So I want to plead on behalf of the attendees. Is there any chance of maybe having a part 2 of this this particular session again, to enable us to go through Power BI? Is it something possible?
Please, pretty please. We are all asking and begging, because at this point where you are now is very critical. It can't be rushed. In fact, we have to start from the practical.
Okay.
I plead on behalf of the attendees, please, because people really, and guys, I just wanted to mention one thing that time didn't allow us to emphasize on, is that data analytics helps you to have that flexibility you want, working from home. And like most of us work from home, we go to the office once in a month, sometimes once in 2 months, because everything you're doing is online, so that's also one of the things to enjoy. Some companies will want you to come in twice, thrice a month, but most companies don't bother. Just stay wherever you are in any part of the world and do your analytics. So, Director, I know this I didn't discuss this with you, but on behalf of the attendees, I beg, please, is it possible, even if it's at the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month, just 2 hours for proper analysis, just Power BI and Excel, so that the attendees could have also gone through what you have done today. Guys, we'll upload the video, okay, on the COSENG YouTube channel. I want to play with you to search for the channel. We didn't bring the link. Just search for it, subscribe. So when we upload this video, you'll be able to watch them again, and also to get alerts when we advertise stuff, very important. And also feedback. Please, can you go to the feedback page? Okay. We need some feedback on how to improve this process, because, yeah, is that the feedback one?
Yes, this one.
Okay, please, everybody, if you can scan this and leave us a feedback, because we always strive to improve this process. It's really something that is life-changing. A lot of people that have gone through this training with us are working in big companies, and interestingly, many of them are here, but time didn't allow them to talk. Many of them volunteer to attend to enable them to talk to you. They are working in different companies. Companies also send their staff to come and do this training with us. So it's really something that is very important, because the world is going data-driven, and they're becoming much more data conscious. So it's something you won't regret. And like she said, we also have dedicated training programs, 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 6 weeks. If you go online, you see different training program we provide, where you'll be taught at the pace that suits you, and also at times that are suitable for you. Because some people have different time schedules, some have tight time schedule. We can actually schedule it in such a way that will fit your own routine. So there are many things you can get from COSENG. And like we said, we are government certified. You can go online and search for it for yourself. You can contact the government to find out if what we're saying is true, that our certificate is recognized by the British government and it can be used all over the world. So I will have more talk with the director, our trainer Beatrice, and we will communicate everyone in due course when we determine the date that we shall converge for the continuation of this training.
I said, sorry, I hope everyone has filled the feedback form for us. It will help us to improve. and also to tailor the training to your needs. And I hope you enjoy the section. We don't have a lot of time. I have so much to share with you guys. I have a lot. So one of the things you can do is to enroll. The enrollment is not costly. So for Nigerians, we have a 6 weeks package, which only goes for 100K for the 6 weeks. Yeah, only 100K. And you will have the opportunity to go get on a live project and work with an organization in the UK for 2 weeks and just analyze it and have that feeling of you have worked and gain experience. You can even put it in your CV that will make you stand out in the job market. So it goes for 6 weeks. We also have other packages for all other people over the world, which goes for £1,200. It's all on our website, but we are offering a student discount of £270. So, but that particular deal, you have to learn in a group. So if you are interested in training or enrolling with us, one of the training starts in 2 weeks, I think. The 6 weeks course for Nigerians, we brought down the price for Nigerians just because of the economic factors. It doesn't equal to the knowledge they'll gain. You can ask some of our Nigerian students, they can attest to that. The knowledge that you will gain in 6 weeks is much more than the money you paid. We're not looking at the money, we are looking at the impact that we want to make to our Nigerian society. So if you're interested in enrolling in the 6 weeks program, which entails the use of Excel from beginner to advanced, the use of Power BI from beginner to advanced, will teach you DAX function, how to use Power Query, and how to create interactive dashboard using Excel, Power BI, and Excel as well. And you will learn, will also teach you machine learning, basics of machine learning, and then we'll also help you build a portfolio. If you were able to like scan my portfolio, if you still want to look at my portfolio, you can do that. It just gives you an idea of what you expect. What you see on my portfolio is exactly what you will get, even in a short period of time. We'll also teach you how to stand out in presentation skills, enhancing your communication skills, because you find out that you are the one doing the work. We'll teach you how to stand out and be a better version of yourself. So you get this slide and every information you need will be here. And I look forward to working with you guys. I really encourage you to enroll in the upcoming program. The 3 months program starts November, which goes for £1,200 if you want to go on a one-to-one section. And if you want to go on the group section, it's only for £370 student discount. And of course, the 6 weeks one is 100K only for Nigerians. Is there any questions, please?
And we can also give you job references, to show that you have completed this thing and worked with COSENG Limited England, which we boost your CV. And we can support you with cover letters if an employer wants reference to show that truly you are qualified to work as a data analyst. So we can provide all those supports for you. And Director Beatrice, can you share the link to the YouTube where you want to be uploading the videos? I understand that it's just a new channel where you want to be uploading the trainings. Can you share the link?
What is going to happen is that the YouTube link will be on our website page. So after the training and upload a video on the YouTube, I will also upload it on our website so that anyone that clicks on the website, it takes them straight to the YouTube link. And I encourage you guys to subscribe so that you will get more of our videos in the future. Question and answer. Any question? Platform for anyone that has any clarification.
Reach the right audience no matter where you're searching.
Which one?
This slide, can you be sent to our email? This slide.
If you go to www.coseng.co.uk/free data analyst training, you will find all this information. You will find the slide, you will find the YouTube video. Just keep checking. It should be there before Monday, end of the working day on Monday. So for the completion, is there another class for the completion? For me, I only do this tester section one day because it's free and there's a lot to gain from it. So I would encourage you guys, if you want to get a lot more, you have to enroll. We do this every 3 months. But unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to cover. What I would do is to discuss with the management team, and we'll then decide on whether we'll have this training again or not. Does that answer the question? Yes, Nigerians can pay instrumentally, but only if you pay. You have, the first one has to be more, and then the second one you can pay later. Yes, only twice. But we encourage one-off payment for the Nigerians, but we can do two if you want to do that. Any other question? Right. So we'll communicate you guys in due time.
They're asking any WhatsApp group that you can join for COSENG.
Yes, we have a networking group. I would add, is that okay if I add all the people that attended into the COSENG networking group? If you want to be added to our networking group, I will do that. Right, okay. We also have LinkedIn.
Yes.
We also have LinkedIn channel. You can get a lot of information from there. We, from time to time, make posts on our LinkedIn. Right, okay. I'm going to add you guys to our networking channels, both on WhatsApp and on LinkedIn. Any other question? Okay, some people wants to give us opportunity to wish to join or not. Yes, you can join. It's for everybody. Gabriel.
Is it
so yeah, so in case you did register online and you want to get the update and also join the WhatsApp group, I've sent.
Okay, all right, that will be done. Okay, I have a sister who is seeking employment as a data analyst. Can you be of assistance, please? She's in the UK. Yes, just pass my details to her. You saw my portfolio. My number is there. My email address is there as well. So they can reach out and we'll discuss. Okay? Through my portfolio. Right. Yes, we'll give you the link, Kamadin. We'll provide links as well. Where can I see your portfolio? It's on this slide. Let me share my screen again. So you have to scan the QR code and it will take you to my portfolio. Every of my details are there. So when you scan this QR code, it takes you to my portfolio. Any other question?
And also look out for our free training from our charity, Joy Bringers Charity UK. Sometimes we do free training on coding, scratch coding, building animation and all that. So look out for such information. joybringers.org.uk. If you can share the link, please, so people will know the website, Joy Bringers.
Yes, so because we run two organizations, the COSENG Limited and Joy Bringers Charity UK, that means most of the time, the Joy Bringers also have events occasionally. So we have interesting event that you would really like, and your children can also be part of that charity event. Any other question? Please, how can we get the slides and video recording? It will be available on our website.
And on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I wish you guys all the best. And I hope you will enroll because there is so much to really find out as a data analyst. Okay. Thank you.
When is Nigeria? Hello.
Yeah.
When is Nigeria
the teaching begin?
Okay, the Nigerian training, I will just find it. Let me find it and share with you guys. The flyer is out, and we have a lot of people already registering. So if you want to be part of the Nigerian group, so this is it starts tomorrow. So if you still have time to enroll. It's a 6 weeks training and advanced Excel, building 10 portfolio projects, become a certified BI analyst, machine learning, use of Power BI. It starts tomorrow. Enroll now. So you have today, tomorrow, and maybe the next of next week to enroll, and then you will still be part of the team or the group. So
the
to
training
enroll,
tomorrow.
you can start the code to enroll.
So Nigerian training is starting tomorrow.
Please, is it possible to give them 1 week from now before starting? Let 1 week be for enrollment. Is it possible?
Okay, it's possible. So for those that are not in Nigeria, you're starting on the 4th of November, so you have a long time to prepare. For those in Nigeria, you're supposed to start tomorrow, but we can make it we can make the start date a week after tomorrow. A week after tomorrow. So 1 week after 7th of October, you can scan the code to enroll. And I'm very sure you will not regret it.
There's a phone number there. You can also send a WhatsApp message if you are not able to call. There's somebody who will call you back. Okay.
Yes.
You can use WhatsApp to contact us.
You can take a picture of this flyer. Let me see if I can copy it and paste. Control copy. Control copy. Let me see if there's a way I can paste it on the chat area, if it will allow me.
You can add it to the WhatsApp group that you.
Yes, I was able to paste it, so everybody can get the flyer on the chat area.
And the suggestion is to add it to the WhatsApp group as well when you create it.
Yes, I'll do that.
So I don't know, is it any link people can? Sorry,
say that again.
How much is the UK student, please?
For the UK students, is £1,200 if you want to go on the one-to-one section, or £370 if you want to go on the section. Let me also send you the flyer. Copy and paste it here. UK student, any other country, India, South Africa. We have students from India. We have students from South Africa. We have students from Canada. So you can enroll. It doesn't matter any country you're in. Cameroon, we have students from Cameroon as well. So the flyer is here, both sides. The first one is only for Nigerians, please. Then the last one is for every other student.
Can I emphasize that the one for Nigerians is for Nigerians living in Nigeria, not for Nigerians living in the UK?
Yes, only Nigerians living in Nigeria. So we check all that. We make sure that your location is in Nigeria. So if you are Nigerian student and you are outside Nigeria, then you are not qualified for the Nigeria. It's only for those in Nigeria, living in Nigeria. You are living in Nigeria because of the economy there. But if you're outside Nigeria and you're a Nigerian, then you are not the Nigerian student. Does that make sense? Okay. If there's another question, drop it. But we are
one
done.
Question, please.
Okay.
One more question, please. Does the course contain everything we need to know about data analysis?
Every single thing, yeah.
Okay.
Every single thing. Yes, in those two aspects. The 3 months one is everything you need to know. So it covers Excel from beginning to advanced, Power BI from beginning to advanced, SQL, Python programming language, and machine learning. Does that make sense? For the 3 months course. But for the 6 weeks course, it covers only Power BI and Excel and basics of machine learning. Okay.
Okay, please. I have a question, please. I have a question. Sorry. Okay, just like you said the 6 weeks covers the Excel, Power BI, and then, but can someone actually work as a data analyst after undergoing the 6 weeks training?
Yes, you can. If the role specifically says that they only need Excel and Power BI, but most of the roles we always mention SQL and Python programming language. So it means that the only role you will go for is the role that only has Excel and Power BI. Does that make sense?
Okay, Maya. Thank you very much.
The SQL and Python just makes you go more advanced. Instead of just applying for small role, you can go more bigger roles.
Okay, but how the small roles, like the opportunities, are they like, can someone actually, is it more like, I don't know how to put it. Even if I undergo the 6 weeks, can you actually get a job?
Of course, you are guaranteed. You get a job, definitely.
Yeah, if you check some job adverts, will tell that they need people who are skilled in Excel and Power BI, because many companies use those two tools. Like you said, knowing other tools just makes you to be able to do any job that comes out at all in any area. Because of financial constraints, some people might decide to do the 6 weeks own. When they get more money, they will do more. But with the 6 weeks, yes, you are good to go. Many job adverts only mentions Power BI and Excel.
So someone is asking if you are not in Nigeria. So you can be in Nigeria and want to do the course for the full course, okay? But you have to pay the equivalent in pounds. Does that make sense? For instance, if you are in Nigeria and you want to offer the UK course, you can, but you have to now pay the £370 in a Naira equivalent. Of course, you are free to do that. Okay? Precious. Jennifer. Yeah?
I really enjoyed the class. It's educative. For we are up finish the class by 12, though couldn't finish because of time, and a lot of people have a lot of questions to get solved. For us to be prompt, we need to just add to the WhatsApp group. Then people can ask a lot of
That's
questions.
their question. Yes. Oh yeah. Thank you.
Then any questions can go to WhatsApp and all information. Because I'm meant to leave, but I don't want to be rude and just leave. I'm waiting for us to close so that the extension can go further, so everybody can go to their various places. Thank you.
Okay. Can I suggest something that Beatrice? Can you create a WhatsApp group straight away and share the link where people can add themselves? Because you can share the link, people can just click and add themselves and not you adding them. Like some people say they would like to have the option of adding themselves. Is it possible?
WhatsApp group. I'll do that. WhatsApp will send you a message to ask if you want to join. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Please, are we allowed to pay twice?
Yes, you can pay twice. Website to enroll. Yes,
you
can
free?
pay twice.
I mean, also people in UK, are we allowed to pay twice?
Yes, for the people in the UK, you can pay up to three
installments. You can hold on. You can talk.
I can't hear you very good. It's echoing.
I say for the people in the UK, you can pay up to 3 installments.
Oh, that's good. Thank you. Okay.
Please, thank you guys. Bye-bye. I know there's too many questions. Please ask it in the
I'm
group.
doing it now.
The group.
All right, bye.
Bye.